Good Tuesday morning to you. Welcome to another episode of Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. Sheriff, good to see you. We're winding down February.
Oh, it's moving pretty quickly. And this is an exciting program we got here today to talk about some things with respect to the youth of our community. As you probably know, I've been really focused on trying to make sure we can address some of the youth crime. And one of the ways we're doing that is these innovations that some of our staff have come up with. And I'm really excited about the partnership we've made. The detention facility component of that, the school component of it with our school resource deputies, and then the biggest piece of that, Shonda, as you perhaps know, is the partnership we have with our community, those social service organizations. And you know, I'm excited also about what we're doing with our chamber. All three chambers in town have gotten on board with our All In initiative directed at youth of our community. And I'm just delighted to have those opportunities to do some great things. And we're going to hear more about that obviously today, but I'm really excited about today's program.
Yeah, this is an exciting show because so much of our All In initiative, and I know the juvenile and the youth issue is something that's near and dear to your heart. And so this initiative really focuses on giving them some positive things to do while putting some money in their pockets.
Yes, the whole jobs initiative. I've gotten calls from business people in our community who heard about this through various mediums out there in our community, and they're willing to put jobs and people in places that you wouldn't have thought of. I got a call last week from a business person in Madison, Florida, who's talking about partnering with us to enable us to take people from Tallahassee to Madison. He'll bring them back into Tallahassee, take them in the morning, bring them back in the evening. I mean, the opportunities out there for us to do some really significant things to drive down crime, I think, is just a testament to the willingness of the people of Leon County to get involved with the Leon County Sheriff's Office.
Absolutely. You talk about offering jobs, but not just jobs, in this case, transportation. That says a lot about the commitment, and we want to get more and more of our community engaged in initiatives like this.
Yes, and again, the chamber and all three chambers in town are engaged in trying to make that happen. And we want to get partnership with other organizations like the Urban League as well, so that everybody from all walks of life feel like they've got a part of this. And Sean, I can't tell you how pleased I am with the effort we call All In. This is what this is all about. Our entire community pitching in, seeing where problems are, and then working collaboratively to address those problems.
Yes. Going to be a good show today. We've got Career Source Capital Region, the CEO from Career Source, as well as our reentry coordinator joining us today.
Absolutely. I'm excited about talking in more detail about what we're doing, and I'm looking forward to hearing what Larry Bardeau has to share with us as well.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take a break so we can get back to hear more about the initiative. We are calling on our business community to be all in. A 1,000 Jobs initiative. We'll have more on it coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's check in with Deputy McMillan with our Crime Tip Tuesday.
Hello everyone, this is Deputy Shade McMillan, Public Information Officer for your Leon County Sheriff's Office, and here's today's Crime Tip Tuesday. Neighborhood crime watches can help prevent crime and create a safer community. Here are some tips for improving your neighborhood security. Get to know your neighbors. Knowing, meeting, and sharing information with your neighbors is one of the most effective neighborhood security tips. Let your neighbors know when you go out of town. They can be your eyes when you can't be around. Spend time outside in your neighborhood. An active community is less inviting to burglars as there are more people to see them and recognize suspicious persons or behaviors. Have a well-lit neighborhood. Lights are one of the most effective ways to deter criminals. They also aid in improving security camera footage in the event a crime is captured on video. To reactivate or start your neighborhood crime watch, call 850-606-3331 today.
I drive 65,000 miles each year in my bus. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. You don't want to be in the blind spot of a 40,000-pound bus when I have less than a second to react. I do what I can by changing lanes and taking turns slowly. It really helps when people look out for me too. Give me room to operate safely. It's our roads, it's our safety.
Some things in your medicine cabinet are more dangerous than others. When it comes to prescription drugs, opioid pain medicines can be addictive and even deadly. Half the people who misuse prescription pain medicines get them from a friend or family member. Be part of the solution. Go through your medicine cabinets, drawers, anywhere you keep unused opioid pills, patches, or syrups. Find out how to dispose of them safely. Visit fda.gov/drug disposal.
Joining me now is LCSO Director of Reentry and Inmate Programs, Larry Bordeaux. Larry, I really appreciate the work that you and your team are doing. And I want to talk a little bit more today about the program and how we're geared towards helping the youth of our community.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Sheriff. And really and truly what this is about is a part of All In, those four components, two of which I think this first segment we're talking about is prevention and community involvement. So as we seek to reduce crime and reduce recidivism, studies do show us that if we can provide our youth with those opportunities for employment, such as apprenticeship programs, increased trades and skills, that they are much less likely to engage in criminal activity. Right. So this is very important for us for this partnership. And really what this partnership looks like is this is the Leon County Sheriff's Office, Career Source, Tallahassee Community College, Leon County Schools, and all three chambers that you just talked about. All of them working together collaboratively to make sure that this initiative is successful. And I'm looking forward to all the great successes that this brings.
Well, Larry, again, thank you and your team. Now, for kids out there contemplating being involved in illegal activity, and some of our kids obviously are already in our detention facility, what kind of message and what opportunities are there for the youth that we've already got in our facilities and going out to the community as they exit the detention facility?
Great question, because we certainly don't want to forget the youth that are in our facility. They are, some folks that made some decisions, and but they're good people. And what we're doing is we're deploying an assessment, the Cena's Light Assessment, and we're doing things to identify the needs that will help make them transition into a successful transition back into society. So we start that while they're inside, and we grow that relationship with them. We find out what those needs and services are that we need to provide them in order to help make them transition successfully back into. So we've got to, this is a great opportunity for us while we're engaging to help partner them with job opportunities prior to their transition back out into society, because as you well know, that key time as they're transitioning, that continuum of care piece is very important.
Right, absolutely. Now we're on the cusp of just about kicking off this new initiative. Larry, what are the needs that we have from the community? What can the community do to help us with these initiatives getting kicked off?
That's the most important question, Sheriff. And this is what I have to say. If you're a business owner, if you're a CEO, if you're a manager, if you have an offer of employment and you're willing to employ our formerly incarcerated or at-risk juveniles, I implore you to reach out to either myself or any of my staff through reentry at LCSO or Director Raybon through Youth Services, and we will make sure that we get you in touch with our partners at Career Source and make sure that that we're able to make that happen. But I would also offer, if you are somebody in the community that knows someone who is at risk or could use an employment opportunity like this, say something, bring that to our attention, bring them to the table, and really and truly with your all-in business pledge, if you've got an employment opportunity, get with us. If you know somebody who could benefit from this, please let us know.
Thanks, Larry. Really appreciate that. Up next, a key partner in the 1,000 Jobs Initiative is here to talk more about the potential impact. Stay tuned.
Before you throw away those unused medicines,
those pills for your back pain or migraines,
just think for a minute. When you throw them in the trash, they can become lethal in the wrong hands.
There are better ways to dispose of your unused meds.
there are lots of police stations, local pharmacies, and hospitals that are approved to take in unused meds
and dispose of them safely,
so they don't end up in the wrong hands. Our hands.
To find a medicine disposal site near you, visit www.safe.pharmacy.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. Beware of telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. Real Social Security employees will never threaten you. Callers threatening you with arrest or other legal action and demanding money are not from us. If you receive a call like this, hang up, do not provide them with any form of payment or information. Report the call at oig.ssa.gov.
As a young man, I really don't have that much experience and knowledge. I was just going mainly getting jobs like fast food restaurants, grocery stores, typical teenager jobs. For Career Source, I can actually find a job that's targeted to my future career path, get some knowledge on what I'm going into to see if I really want to do it.
We're back with Jim McShane, CEO of the Career Source Capital Region, talking about our partnership to offer 1,000 jobs to the youth in our community. Jim, this is really exciting for me and for Career Source. Tell me why did Career Source decide to get on board?
Well, Career Source is really excited about this whole program because we do offer a program that is aimed at the youth that we're talking about. We're talking about youth that have barriers to employment, youth who have had previous engagement with the juvenile system. We're talking about youth that just cannot find a job and they're in the 16 to 24-year-old range. We're funded by the U.S. Department of Labor, and that funding comes every year for us to focus on that group. We have programs in our system one particular called Dynamic Futures, and that program is really aimed at giving these young people 14 different skill sets that will help them be able to navigate in the job world.
What's the Career Source role in this initiative as you see it, Jim?
Well, we're taking a leadership position, a co-leadership position with the chambers. I'm on the Big Bend Minority Chamber board. We are members of all three chambers, and so Career Source realizes that the jobs have to come from the business community. And that's why I really am happy that the chambers are joining us, because we can't produce those jobs. That is not what Career Source does. We produce the talent and the skills to fill those jobs. So we're excited about the business community reaching out and working with you and working with us in order to fill those positions that they're looking for with youth that really need a helping hand.
Jim, why don't we talk a minute about what are some of the incentives that Career Source can offer a business that might want to partner with this initiative?
Sure, we do have a good incentive. So we have what we call work experience. Work experience is where we pay for the youth to be in a business to learn whatever they need to learn in order to get the skills up to where they need to be. So the business community, that business does not have to pay for the hourly wage. Up to 320 hours we will pay for. Most youth are working 20 to 30 hours a week on that. And so our goal is really to help the business community, learn who this person is, see what their skill sets are, and our hope at the end, and many times at the end, the business hires them full time.
Yeah, Jim, I commend Career Source. You perhaps are the linchpin as far as we're concerned in making all this happen. There are a number of businesses we've already talked about, we've talked to and trying to get them to come on board with this. What kind of advice would you give us in terms of our outreach to businesses in our community and how we do that? I know every kid that we come in contact perhaps won't be the kid that is for this particular business. What kind of advice can you give us as the sheriff's office?
Well, one of the things we do is when the youth come to us, we assess what their skill sets are and what they want to do. And we try and make sure that with the businesses we are working with right now, which are about 100 businesses that we have arrangements with, a contract with, we will put the youth that has that kind of skill set into those businesses. So our goal, it's not optimum all the time, but our goal is really try to get the youth into a job that's got a career, a future, something that's going to help them in the long term.
You know, I've talked to a business over in Madison now. Is there any limitations to, now we're talking about Tallahassee, Leon County, obviously, because that's the scope of what I do. But for Career Source, you can go into the entire Big Bend, can't you?
Yes, well, we can. We have partners on either side of us, both on the Jackson County side and then on the Madison County side. So I am partnered with Career Source North Florida, and so we do work together. You know, Career Source as a network has 24 career sources throughout the state of Florida. There's 500 of us in the whole country. So we are out there everywhere, and our goal is really to put people to work.
Well, Jim, I can't say much about how much we appreciate the work that you and CareerSource are doing. You're vital to what we're trying to do in terms of driving down crime and getting kids in a better place in terms of employment here in Tallahassee, Leon County. Just ahead, we wrap up our series honoring Black History Month, sharing the story of a leader making a difference in our detention facility. Stay tuned.
Why? Why do we ignore the things that give us pause, that seem out of place, that don't feel right? The answer to why defines who we are. So if you see something, why do you say something?
I see safe for my friends.
For my community.
For my family.
For each other. Because all of this matters. We all have something worth protecting. So why do you see safe? Report suspicious activity to local authorities. If you see something, say something.
In times of stress, such as quarantine, what goes on behind closed doors can be terrifying, but you don't have to suffer in silence. Help is here. Love is not controlling. Love is not frightening. And love is not violent. Love is respect. If you need assistance or just want to talk, we are here. Contact the Domestic Abuse Hotline at 800-500-1119 to speak to someone in your area. For more information, visit thedvcc.org.
I've been driving a truck for 40 years now. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. Like that trucks can't stop quickly. It takes my 80,000-pound truck 200 yards to come to a complete stop. So I always do my best to give a lot of cushion. It helps when other drivers realize that and do the same. Please give trucks the space we need so we can all stay safe. It's our roads, it's our safety.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations. Give today.
My name is Georgella Dent. I am a captain at the Leon County Detention Facilities, and I am over professional standards. I've always had a passion for law enforcement. Growing up, I thought I was going to be that female that was running down the street in a suit with heels, chasing a bad guy, but it was actually when I was having a family barbecue one day and someone was telling me about their job with the sheriff's office and talking about how hard it is to get in. So I said, let me just give it a try. Was not certified, was working at Publix at the time, decided to take a risk, put in for it, and was blessed to be able to get hired, put through the academy, and I'm here today. I am excited to say that I will be celebrating 18 years with the detention facility as of May 16th. I'm over professional standards. So professional standards includes the visitation lobby, the mailroom, the warehouse, laundry, and the kitchen. So our job is to make sure that we're providing the support to the entire facility, whether it's linens that need to go to laundry to be handed out to the housing area, to booking, making sure that meals are getting out in a timely fashion, making sure that we're interacting with the attorneys and the visitors that need to come in to drop things off in the front lobby for defendants that are in our custody, making sure that mail is gone through the proper channels to be delivered. Anything that needs to be done to help the facility run smoothly on a daily basis is what we do. I have heard corrections referred to as just the babysitters. You know, we babysit people that have had bad run-ins with the law, have not been able to maintain as, citizens in the community. And what we try to do is not just, get them and hold them for their courts, whether it's them going through the court system and being sentenced to DOC or being released back into the public. But we try to offer services and talk to them to, help them to rehabilitate, to make contact with their families, to maybe prevent the actions that caused them to be here in the first place. So it's care, custody, and control. It's making sure that we're caring for the person. Of course, we're going to maintain custody and control, but it's just really providing that care that they're needing while they're away from their families, away from their children. We're not just about, having someone in custody, taking them through the processing of fingerprints and then making sure that they're, detained into the facility and then eventually, they go to court and get released. We're about changing lives. We're about preventing recidivism. So if maybe someone has a skill that needs to be enhanced on, maybe they need that extra bit of determination, it's about putting them in the right programs, giving them some educational benefits while they're here to get them set up for the community. This is 2021. We have a lot more females that are actually putting in for corrections. And we're given the exact same opportunities as the male officers are. Because a lot of our shifts are female heavy, we're able to allow females to work in other places that were typically ran by male officers. There is a great level of respect for female officers from the male officers in terms of, just making sure that they're there for that protection, helping to answer questions. But it's going into that girl power season where, females are able to go in and help run some of these pods. I would tell them, come on out. It's a great opportunity for employment, a great career. There are many benefits that are connected to it. And it's just an opportunity to grow. You don't really know about a career until you get into it. And I didn't know anything about corrections, and I have a strong passion for what I do. It's definitely the people that I work with, the employees. I know that I can count on them on a daily basis, not just to do their jobs, but to have my back when there's a situation. It's about the ability to work with the inmates, the defendants, and help change their lives. It's about the community that I work for. I enjoy working for the Sheriff's Office. I enjoy the Leon County community.
In times of stress, such as quarantine, what goes on behind closed doors can be terrifying, but you don't have to suffer in silence. Help is here. Love is not controlling. Love is not frightening. And love is not violent. Love is respect. If you need assistance or just want to talk, we are here. Contact the Domestic Abuse Hotline at 800-500-1119 to speak to someone in your area. For more information, visit thedvcc.org.
I'm Andrew Saul, Commissioner of Social Security. Beware of telephone scammers pretending to be government employees. Real Social Security employees will never threaten you. Callers threatening you with arrest or other legal action and demanding money are not from us. If you receive a call like this, hang up, do not provide them with any form of payment or information. Report the call at oig.ssa.gov.
In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music and we talked. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic. Your honesty gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted in my own life.
And I wanted you to know, from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now, that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, in whatever you do.
Talk, they hear you.
Welcome back to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. And Sheriff, of course, all this month we've been featuring African Americans within the Sheriff's Office. I've really enjoyed hearing their stories. Some of them have really personal reasons on why they got into this profession.
Yeah, I can relate to some of that, as you perhaps know. Particularly for African Americans, this job oftentimes creates some angst in your community, your family I'm talking about. The people don't, all in the African American community, going back to the history of law enforcement and slavery and all that kind of thing, it makes some very difficult conversations at home in terms of why police do what they do or why in corrections we do what we do. And it's great to see our people being able to articulate that, why they became correction staff, why they became deputies, and then to share that with the community. I think it's tremendously important that we keep an eye on our past to make sure we don't retread some of those things we did, but looking forward to our future. And I'm just excited about everything we're doing at Leon County Sheriff's Office, and particularly paying attention to what hurdles African Americans had to get over to make this profession something they can be proud of.
Absolutely. And then next month we're going to feature women within the Sheriff's Office for Women History Month, and that diversity across the board is so important.
Yeah, I can remember when the first females came into the Tallahassee Police Department when I was there, and I can tell you they had some real difficult hurdles to get through, some stigma, some taboo kind of issues that men have about women doing this particular job, and to see what we've grown from back in the 70s up until 2021. It's been tremendous growth, and it just speaks to our profession and how, like most, we had to go through some growing pains, but I think we've made, and we turned the corner, you might say.
Absolutely. Some real trailblazers out there. We're excited to share their stories. And of course, one last call out there to all those businesses to get on board and help out in such a big way.
Yeah, I can't, I really, if you're listening to this program here today, please understand what we're trying to do with our All In initiative. We understand better than most that you can't fight these problems of crime in our community through all law enforcement effort. It has to be all of us engaged, and I'm super excited about our chamber being engaged with us on this issue and driving crime out of our community. At the end of the day, I always say this is all about making Leon County a better place to work, live, and play.
Yes, it is indeed. All in for sure. Thank you so much, Sheriff. And thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day.